Hey guys, this is Eve with Scrapbooking with me, and it is Tuesday, and our question from last week was from Kimberly Purple Pearl, and she wanted to know how to use and a little bit about the Ken Oliver Color Burst. And she put Color Burst Splash, but I'm thinking this is what she means. If it's not, Kimberly, just let me know in the information below. But I'll give you what information I have on these. Now, this is the only one that I have left. I have sold all of mine. I had a full set, but different ones wanted them, so I have sold them. This is the only one I have left, but I'll be able to demo it just a little bit. And then I will leave some links in the description below to wonderful tutorials on how to use this product. Okay, first off, she wanted to know how many different colors or bottles there were. As far as I know right now, there are 36, and I'm sure he's probably coming out with more in the winter CHA, which will be coming up in January. There's six packs, or you can buy them individually per bottle, and I think they're, I don't know, I want to say they're less than $3 a bottle, something like that. They're not expensive at all for as much as you get. Now, what these are is a concentrated microfine watercolor powder in here. So this is just like your watercolors, only this is highly concentrated. So that means that you only have to use just a tiny, tiny drop of this on your paper or your project, whatever, to get the full effect. Let's see, I'll go through the different colors. I had to write all this down because I don't know all of the colors off the top of my head. There is one, and I think it's called the Brights. It has ultramarine blue, lemon yellow, alizarin crimson, phthalo green, violet, and orange. Now you can sprinkle these or spritz them. Let's see. Then you have earth tones, which is Merlot, Indigo, Yellow Ochre, Sepia, Burnt Orange, and Terra Verde. Then you have rich Moroccan shades, which is Lamp Black, Burnt Umber, Cadmium Scarlet, Gambogi, Olive Green, and Cerulean Blue. Cerulean Blue. Well, I can't talk today, I'm sorry. Cerulean Blue. Then you have the Caribbean Brights, which is Chartreuse, Fuchsia, Lime Green, Turquoise, Tangerine, and Orchid. And then also he has two that are called the Heavy Metals or Liquid Metals. The Heavy Metals in Precious Alloys has Metallic Saffron, Metallic Mandarin, Metallic Rose, Metallic Sky, Metallic Jade, and Metallic Amethyst. Now these are a little bit different than this. They have the metallics in them, the metals in them, so, but you can use them all together and in the same fashion. Let's see. Liquid Metals is a suspension of finely granulated metallic powder along with colorant in a dispersing liquid in a handy dropper bottle. So those are in little dropper bottles. When blended with Color Burst in water, Liquid Metals will make your Color Burst artwork shine. So they put that little bit of shine in your project or in the Color Burst. Okay, then the other Heavy Metal, let's see, that was Alloy. Liquid Metal, Heavy Metal is Platinum Pewter, Yellow Gold, Copper, Verdus Gris, I guess that's how you say it, Verdus Gris, V-E-R-D-I, Verdi, G-R-I-S, Gris, and Iron Oxide. So those are all the colors, and I hope I said all those correctly and you understood what I was saying. Alright, like I said, this you can use as a watercolor, you can use it as just a burst on your paper. What we're going to do first is now you can put this down on your paper before wetting it, or you can wet it and then put it on your paper. You'll see that it'll react in basically the same way. But you do not need, if you see that right there, I'm going to show you. I'm going to hold it up. See those little tiny flakes of powder? Those will highlight. When you hit those with water, those will go crazy. I'm just going to put a few little bursts on here. You do not have to go overboard with this. It is, remember that it's concentrated, so therefore you're going to have lots of color on here. Let me get some towels because I don't want to make a big mess on my table. Alright, just hit that with a little bit of water and watch that. You see the color pop? I am telling you, these are so concentrated. So just look at all that color. And you will find little pieces of this when you do some other project and you have a little piece of this that rolled away. You may find a little piece of this on another project somewhere else if you're like me. But you can see, you can leave it like that. You can take a brush and you can blend it together if you wanted to make some type of project with it. You can use your brush and just blend it all out. You can spray it with more water and it becomes a little bit more liquidy and a little bit easier to move around. And of course, the more water that you put on it, the lighter that it can get. But it goes a long, long way. You see, I even had one to pop way over here. Okay, that is putting the powder on the paper and then putting the water on there. Okay, let's put some water on the paper first. Now, this is watercolor paper that I'm using here. I put some water on the, you see, I don't even have it open, but look at this. I just shook the jar on the outside. That's what came off the outside. So if you look at that, is that not beautiful? This one is alizarin crimson that I have here. But you can let that dry like that. I think that is absolutely beautiful just like that. Or you can hit it with more water to concentrate it down. Or you can move it around with your brush. It is strictly up to you. You can also use these with some stencils. If you want to, let's see. Let me grab a stencil right quick. If you wanted to put a stencil down on here, and let's take a dry paper towel and just go over this stencil. Pulling a little of that up, you're not going to be able to see that. So let's do this over here. If you had another color, which I don't, so I'm not going to be able to show you the goodness of this. If you had another color, you could put the stencil down, sprinkle another color on there, and then be able to hit it with some water and have another color with the stencil image on there. But like I said, I don't have another color right now. Got more on order, but they're not here. So we're going to try doing this. Now your stencil effect is not going to be that great because this does run and everything's going to run in behind there. But you can see what concentration you have. And if you wanted to, if this was dry, where I could flip it over, which it's not, so let's take some of this liquid off of here. And all I'm doing is just dabbing it just a little bit. Now this does color your fingers and your hands, but it will wash off with soap and water. Not a problem. Alright, we're just going to put that down. See, you can get some different effects with whatever you want to do with this. If you want to use this just as a watercolor with your brush, you can see I have lots and lots of pigment right there. I can take, I could put this out on my mat if I wanted to. So let's take some of that pigment since I have lots and lots of them there. So you see, you only have to use a few drops. Don't overdo it with this. If you overdo it, you're just wasting your powder basically. And then you can just take your, if you had an image here to paint, you can just take that and paint your image just like you would with watercolors. And you see how far it goes. See, my brush is still full. So that is another thing that you can do with it. You can also have a bottle of water, just plain, whoops, don't leave the top off like I did. Plain tap water, squirt a little bit in there, depending on how concentrated you want it or how bright you want it. Put the top back on, give it a shake. And you have your own spray, and that's a little bit, this is not very pigmented, so we'll see what happens. If you wanted something light, there you go with light. If you wanted a deeper color, just add more pigment to this. Then you have your own spray. And if you had the metals, which have the metallic in them, then add some metals to this and you'll have a shine, a spray shine. Make your own colors. Mix them and blend them any way that you want. They all mix perfectly together, and you can blend them up any way that you want. So that is another way to use it. That is a little bit of information on the color burst, the different colors. If you want to know any of the names and I didn't mention them to you, I will put all of these names and everything on my blog. You can go over there and pick them up. I'll put the 6 packs and then the individual colors on there. And I hope that helped you, Kimberly Purple Pearl. I hope that helped explain what the color bursts are and a little bit about how you can use them. There is so many ways that you can use these. Like I said, I'm going to put some links below from Ken where he shows the different ways to use these, and they're not hard to use at all. They're not hard to clean up. I have this on my hands, but I can go put my hands in soap and water and it'll be gone. So, alright guys, that is it on the Tuesday. I don't know what we want to call this. Tuesday, tell me what you want me to do project. We're going to draw for next week and see what we do. Oof. Flipped it over. Okay, this is from Scrap and Things 1, and she said she'd like to see gift tag ideas and sets of tags and or matching 3x3 or 4x4 cards and envelopes. So that's what we will be doing next week. So join us next week. Don't forget to leave any comments that you have, anything that you would like to see used or demoed in the description below. And we will get to those just as soon as we can. We draw out a name every Tuesday, and then sometimes during the week we'll draw out another one just so that we can get through some of these before the end of the year. But if you have any project that you would like to see done or any product that you would like to see used, just leave it in the comments below and we will get to that. We will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.